Hi friends, and welcome back to another video on this channel. It's the New Year's Day here for me, and Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful time on New Year's Eve as well as on New Year's Day. I thought, what is the best way to spend the first day of the year? We want to start off on the right foot. What's the best way to spend today? Is with you, my friends, on YouTube, and reading. So I was brainstorming. I was like, how do I spend today in a way that's supposed to be meaningful? And it was like 24-hour readathon. Like, I'm obsessed with watching these videos, like 24-hour readathon, you know? You know? So, but I value my sleep too much for me to actually go like a full 24 hours. At least try to go for a full 24 hours. So, what I am going to do is start and stop a timer. I have seen so many people do this as well. This is just like a more realistic, more practical way of doing this 24-hour readathon. So, I'm just going to start and stop a timer, and so that I can take breaks and, like, just have a life and not burn myself out, because that would not be the best way to start the year, honestly. um I want to go ahead and show you. Yo, dude, am I in frame, dude? Anyway, I want to go ahead and talk to you about my TBR for this challenge. I have picked out a couple of books that I'm very excited to, and all of them are short because you want to keep it moving. Like, I don't want to read like a long book and take so long to read it and then be discouraged. So, okay, I have the second book in the Even Fall Witches series. I read the first book. It's called In the Company of Witches a couple of weeks ago, and I was obsessed. And so I just got my hands on the second book, and I'm so excited to read it. That is called When the Crows Away by Aurelie Wallace. It's like a cozy mystery, and it's around 280 pages. So all of these are very short, right? Not gonna take me too long to finish. I mean, that's it. I am a very slow reader, so it's going to take me longer than you expect. But you know, that is When the Crows Away. I'm super excited to read that. Uh, what was the next one? Is A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. This is like a cozy sci-fi, from what I know of it. Yeah, and it's 120 pages, 110 pages, very short again. And the next one I have is Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead by Emily Austen. I believe it's around 300 pages. Oh, it's 240 pages, so very short again. And that is like not cozy. I think it's more emotional, like general fiction. The last book I have is And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Frederick Bachman. This is around 50 pages, so it's gonna go by very fast. And this is very like a sad, emotional book about grief. So we have like a mixture of mystery, sci-fi, and a couple of sad books. So, and if I do happen to finish these before 24 hours, I have my big chonky boy that I am 100 pages into. So maybe we will try to make a dent in this. Obviously not going to finish it. It's like 700 pages. But maybe just get a little farther into it. That is Tomb of Sand. The other book I have is an audiobook of Breast and Eggs by Mieko Kawakami. So if I have any chores to do, or like any other time that I cannot physically like be reading with my eyeballs, I can still get some reading in. I am around, I don't know, man. I think I have around 10 hours left in that book. Also, I just wanted to mention that I do listen to my audiobooks on 1 times the speed. Like, I don't really like their normal speed. I don't like speed in them. I don't increase the speed that I'm listening to. I just cannot. Circle from the sky, yeah. Way up all the clouds, yeah. I keep looking at the stars, yeah. Wonder where you are, wonder where you are. You
coming back, yeah. Sometimes I think I wasn't left, yeah. I keep looking for the signs that you want me back, that you want me back. We used to be best friends, yeah, I miss that shit. Why can't I ignore
Okay,
it?
it's around 12:45 and I've been reading for an hour ish. I did, stop and take a break to eat and all of that. So I'm reading When the Crows Away by Orally Wallace. And like I said, it's a cozy mystery and it's the second in a series, but it does not read like like a continual series because you are reintroduced to all of the characters and what their magic is. So in this we are essentially following a main character, Bryn, who's a witch, and her two aunts who are also witches. So far the first book has not been spoiled at all, so you can read this first and then read the first book. Like, it's not going to change anything. Well, other than the fact that, in the second book contains information about how her husband died in the first book. So in the first book, the main theme was grief because our main character had recently lost her husband, and we did not initially know how he had died. So it was kind of like a mystery of its own, not like the main focus, but like it was a mystery of its own, on its own. In this, so our main character Bren, she is a witch of the dead. So she uses her power to convey messages from these spirits to the loved ones that they have left behind who are living. So that helps with their grief and all of that. We're following her, and there's something wrong with her magic. Like, she's sensing that something is wrong, not with her magic essentially, but like with her magic, she's sensing that something is wrong, but she can't really exactly tell what is wrong. So that's one mystery so far that has been set up. And another is that there's a spirit who was like the has the sweets shop, like a confectionery shop, and he has died, and so he walks up to Bryn as a spirit, and he's like, I've been murdered, now solve this murder. And so that is a murder mystery that we're also following. So I am around 50 pages in. I know I'm a very slow reader. Like, I read. No, I'm not 50 pages in. Wait, am I 50 pages in? Because from what I know, I read like a page every 2 minutes. So, oh, I am like 40 pages in, and I've been reading for an hour ish. Okay.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. Sleep alone at night, I was cold as fuck, yeah. We used to be best friends, yeah, I miss that shit. Why can't I ignore it? Yeah, I fucking hate it. Sleep alone at night, I was cold as fuck, yeah. Oh yeah, I miss rock purple sweater, yeah. I miss rock purple sweater. Took off in the sky, yeah. Way up by the clouds, yeah. I keep looking at the stars, yeah. Wonder where you are, wonder where you are. You see, you never coming back, yeah. Sometimes I think I wasn't left, yeah. I keep looking for the signs that you want me back, that you want me back. We used to be best friends, yeah, I miss that shit. Why can't I ignore it? Yeah, I fucking hate it. Sleep alone at night, I'm cold as fuck, yeah. Oh yeah, I miss rock purple sweater, yeah. I miss rock purple sweater. Stole my shirt, yeah. Stole my shirt, and you never gave it back. Stole my shirt, yeah. Stole my shirt, and you never gave it back. Stole my shirt, yeah. Stole my shirt, and you never gave it back. Stole my shirt, yeah. Stole my shirt, yeah. We used to be best friends, yeah, I miss that shit. Why can't I ignore it? Yeah, I fucking hate it. Sleep alone at night, I was cold as fuck, yeah. We used to be best friends, yeah, I miss that.
Hi. So I am currently 9 hours into the readathon, and at around this. Can you hear the construction noise? I think I should talk louder, right? Okay, yeah. and at around the 7 hour mark, I finished When the Crows Away. Yesterday, I could only read for 5 hours because a friend of mine called and we were catching up for a long time because we hadn't spoken in a while. So that was 5 hours yesterday, and so I read 2 hours in the morning today, and with that, it was 7 hours, and I finished When the Crows Away. It's like I already said, you can read it as like a standalone. You can read it even if you haven't read the first book. But I mean, I had heard so many reviews saying that the second book is so much better than the first book. But I think it was, I mean, on par with the first book, but just the first book hit me so much harder. Like, just, I don't know, I sobbed. So I feel like I liked the first book so much more than the second book, but they were kind of on par. Like, they were none of, like, either of them weren't like significantly better or worse than the other. So I gave the first book 5 stars, and I spoke about it on my best books of the year of 2023. So because I read it last year, it's the next year now. So this book I gave 4.5 stars, like 4.5 stars, which is still really solid. I had so much fun. It was such a delight to read. I love the characters. I love the three witches. I love Nora and Izzy, and I love Gideon, and I love Bryn, and I love Dog. Dog is their pet crow, and the crow is named Dog. And I think that's the funniest thing. I mean, I think everything is funny, so I'm like very easy to impress. So, but anyway, I'm having fun with it. So, I think the mystery was very well done. The second book did not stand out as much than the first one for me. Maybe because Nora and Izzy are not as prominent in the second book as they are in the first book. We do get to see, other characters and stuff, but I would have liked to see more of Nora and Izzy. I mean, I did not cry at all, so that might also be a reason why I did not rate it 5 stars. But it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Highly recommend. And please, God, tell me that the series is going to continue, because the way it ends, I don't know, I'm so stoked for, like, if there is, I mean, I hope there is another book. Aurelie Wallace, you better write another book in this series. You better. Okay? I just want to know, like, I just want to know where that canon is going to head. Oh, God, it was so much fun. So I'm 2 hours into the next book. That is A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. This is like a cozy sci-fi, and I'm only like 50 pages into it, and it took me 2 hours to read. Like, it's taking me so much more time to read. I don't know why, but I keep zoning out, and I'm having to read like sentences like a couple of times for me to, tune back into what is going on. I don't know why that is, but I read for a good 2 hours, and now I'm a little sleepy, to be honest. I did not skip out on sleep. I did get my full 8 hours. That's the reason I chose to do this, like this more chill way of doing a 24-hour readathon, like not going for 24 hours straight, but just, clocking in like the time that I read and making that measure up to 24 hours. I did think that when I'm doing like chores or like cooking, and when I cannot be physically reading with my eyeballs, I can listen to my audiobook, that is Breast and Eggs, that I started like weeks ago and I still am in the middle of. But then I'm not in the mood to listen to any audiobooks. So anytime I'm doing something, I'm just watching YouTube videos. Doesn't like passively listening, and like I just have them in the background. So that's what I've been doing. So I'm not getting extra hours of reading by listening to an audiobook. I was like, I want to do something else. I want to take a break from this book, and I want to do something else, and then I'll come back to it. So I was like, I skipped out on my morning yoga. So I'm going to do some yoga, and then maybe continue reading.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. Sleep alone at night, I'm sore as fuck, yeah. I miss my purple sweater. I miss my purple sweater.
Hi friends, it is 3rd of January today. I don't think I updated you after telling you that I finished When the Crows Away and started a Psalm for the Wild Built. That was yesterday, right? So I did finish a Psalm for the Wild Built yesterday, and I don't exactly remember at what hour mark I finished it. I don't know if I took clips of like the timer. I am doing such a bad job at this, but I feel like I've just been so focused on getting 24 hours of reading done, and I feel like I'm a little tired of it. Like my eyes are tired because I'm reading on my on a screen, right? So yeah, I did finish Some for the Well Built, and I started. What is it called? Everyone in this room will someday be dead. I started that book yesterday, last night, and I finished it like an hour ago. Okay, talking about A Psalm for the Wild Belt, it was difficult for me to read for some reason. I don't know. I found myself like zoning out a lot. Like I would have to read the same sentence a couple of times for me to actually, make sense of what's going on. This hair. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know. It took me longer than usual to finish that book, but it was so cozy and heartwarming. You know when people say it's like very mundane, but also like very, I don't know, like heartwarming. There was so many conversations about productivity, like hustle culture, and like what do what is the purpose of you as a human being? Because our main character is kind of trying to find their purpose, and you get like the perspective of this robot as well, which is very nice in my opinion. God, it was so good. I gave it 4.5 stars, I believe. So yeah, I finished that, and then I started Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead. We are following our main character, Gilda. She is very much depressed, and she has anxiety attacks. She's getting panic attacks often, and we're just following her. And she does this really wacky thing wherein she goes into this church, like a Catholic church, and takes up a job as an assistant there. Like she's lying essentially that she's Catholic, but she's not. Oh my god, I just realized something. Wait a second. Okay. So but we're following essentially her anxiety mainly, as well as her depression, and how it affects her life. And it's a very, at least for me, it was a very heavy hitting, like hard hitting, like it was a very gut wrenching read. So I sobbed so badly towards the end. It does end on a hopeful note. Things do start getting resolved for her. Not like, I don't know if like resolved is the right word, but like things do start looking up, looking better for her at the end, which, oh my god, I don't think I would have recovered from it if that did not, like, if it ended on like a very bad note. So like I was like, I gave it 4.75 stars because it was so just, I don't know, like, I just feel like the main character is my friend, and she shared her difficulties with me, and I almost felt like I was just sitting there in that mess with her. And like I'm like, I feel like I'm glad I got to know the story of yours. Like I'm not glad that you're going through all this, but like I'm just glad I got to know this. Like I like you know I so like, yeah, like it is very depressing, or at least in my opinion it was quite depressing, because the main character is very much depressed. So like, and you're constantly in her head, right? So like, yeah. So then I was like, the other book that I had chosen at the starting of this video as my TBR is like a very, very short, like a short story. It is Frederick Bachman's And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. It's also supposed to be very heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching, sad story about grief. So I was like, I'm not ready for that. Like I sobbed enough for today. I don't want to sob anymore today. So I was like, I'm like 16 and a half hours into the readathon, so I have like a good 7.5 hours. And so I was like, I'm definitely going to finish this book within that 7.5 hours. Like maybe it might take me an hour or two to finish it. So like I have a good 5 hours. to read something else. So I was like, you know what? I want some cozy fantasy. So I was like, I downloaded 2 more books. I have Kiki's Delivery Service, which is like a cozy fantasy. I believe there's a Ghibli movie based on that, or this is based on the movie. I don't know. And it's middle grade, so it's supposed to be like cozy, you know. The other one I have is the second book in the Monk and the Robot series. That is, the first book was A Psalm for the Wild Built. The second one is called A Prayer for the Crowned Shy. It's also very short, so I was like, I'm going to read these two. So that's what I'm going to do. Hi, friends. It's the next day, and it's 3 p.m. on the 4th of December, and I'm 23 hours into the readathon. I have an hour left. I think the last time I spoke to you, I was telling I'm gonna add 2 more books to the TBR for this readathon. I did start and finish Kiki's Delivery Service last night. It's a very short book. It's middle grade, so it's like very easy to fly through. So this morning I woke up super early because I could not sleep. Like I should have read because I was like, I'm up anyway. I should have read, but then I was watching YouTube videos, so I didn't get a lot of reading done. But I did start and finish the second book in the Monk and the Robot series, A Prayer for the Crowned Shy. The second book is easier to read than the first book, in my opinion. I don't know why. I still don't know why. I think maybe because, we've established the characters in the world already. Like in the first book, you come across like so many new words because even though it's cozy, it's technically like sci-fi. I am not a sci-fi reader. I did finish the second book. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was, oh my god, just the conversations that the robot Moscap and Dex have. Dex, they're a T-monk. Yes, they're a T-monk. So just the monk and the robot, right? Oh my god, so smart. Anyway, I was saying just the conversations they have, the dynamic they have, and like just to see the world was very, very fascinating. Like we're set in almost like a post-apocalyptic world. It's very Earth-like, but it's on this planet called Panga. I don't know if the country is called. I think it's the planet, like it's a moon of some planet. Like it's not very deeply explained. It's just on a different planet, and that planet, different celestial body. It's a moon of another. They're living on the moon. I am so bad at this. They're living on a moon of another planet, right? That moon was also headed in the same direction, with respect to climate crisis and like global warming and all of that, as our planet is. So the thing is, the people over there realize their mistake, and they make amends, and now they're in this post-transition world wherein the main focus is like sustainability and like the robots that were working in the factory setting eventually gained consciousness, and they moved to the forest to be like, we don't want anything to do with humankind, we just want to live in peace. So they moved to the forests, and humans and robots had not interacted ever since. And our T-monk has an existential crisis, and just up and offs into the forest one day, and they find our other protagonist, the robot. They find Moscap in the forest, and Moscap's intention of coming to the borderlands was, Moscap wanted to initially go into the human settlements and find how humans are faring, and what is it that they want. Moscap has come with this question, what do humans want? So that's kind of the main point of Moscap's adventure into human land. I'm just rambling, aren't I? And it's so peaceful. Like it's so peaceful. It makes me feel so peaceful. Like maybe until like a couple of years ago, this is going on a tangent, but like I used to feel like I don't even deserve to go to sleep until I finished my tasks for the day. And that's also a very big conversation in this book. Like, when do you deserve to take a break? When do you deserve to take rest? Like I said in the first book, like the conversation is continuing in this book as well. Like the conversation about like toxic productivity, like hustle culture. I did not talk about Kiki's Delivery Service, did I? It's like 100-ish pages, so it's very nice. It's so sweet. It's like a middle grade. It's, oh my god, made me so happy. We're following Kiki. She's a witch. Our girl Kiki has only one witchy power, and that she can fly on her broom. So, witchy broom. She has this coming of age ceremony, and she goes to her. She has to find a town of her own where she can live as the resident witch, of that town. I'm just scared that my neighbors are gonna. Anyway, so she goes into this town and they're not very accepting, and slowly she, grows on them, and it's just this really sweet, like, oh, it was so sweet. Like, my heart made me so. It also like has illustrations and all. It's just so sweet. Okay, so like I said, I have an hour left. I'm going to read, and every morning the way home gets longer and longer by Frederick Bachman, and I've heard it's sad. So
And all the things don't seem right. She catch my mind. She stole the light. She stole the light. She stole the light. I feel so blind. See you, child. See you so wet. When the darkness comes, it's cold. When the darkness comes, it's cold. See you in the moonlight. Oh, to the top, outside, inside. On the inside, yeah.
I am literally 23 hours and 59 minutes into it, and I just finished the last book. Like, it's over. Like, what am I supposed to read now? Like, for 1 minute?
hi friends. So I finished 23 hours and 59 minutes. Technically, I have not yet finished 24 hours, but for all practical purposes, I'm gonna count it as 24 hours, okay? Because it's a minute. I'm a slow reader. I don't even read one page in a minute. I'm not gonna start another book, because I'm so tired. I just want to take a break. I cannot believe I made myself not enjoy reading it. No, actually, no. I did enjoy reading it, but I think I just kind of pressurized myself a little bit there because I was like, oh, I'm not reading as much in a day as I should, to finish 24 hours. But yeah, the point of me doing this was I just wanted to, have fun and kind of experiment, like how much I can read in 24 hours and how many days it takes me. The first day I started, I read for 5 hours. The second day I read for 7-ish hours. The third day, that was yesterday, I read for 8 hours, and today I technically read for 4 hours, but it was 3 hours and 59 minutes. But anyway, so it took me 4 days to read for 24 hours, and I feel so exhausted. I feel like all I did was reading, but I do feel like I have never taken time in my life. Like, I do feel like it. Like, I have, spent many days watching YouTube videos or watching movies, especially a lot of Barbie movies. I have spent so many, like many full days of leisure, but I feel like there were never days that I just let myself fully just relax. Like, I never gave myself the permission to. Like, there were just days where I ended up watching movies or TV series or YouTube. I ended up relaxing for the entire day, but the whole time I was kind of anxious because I was like, oh, I should be doing something else. I should be doing something else. I never let myself like consciously relax, but then kind of like just carving out the time for me to just read all day, like just to relax all day was a really nice experience. Like, it felt so freeing, but then from the second day I psyched myself into feeling pressurized to read, which was not the best thing. So, but then I decided, what, it's okay. I'm just gonna relax and read all day, and how much ever I get, read, how much ever time I read, it's enough. And that's when I started reading for longer. But the whole point being, it was supposed to be a fun experience, but for a hot moment there, I kind of pressurized myself and took away from the joy of reading. And soon I realized, I was like, no, I want to have fun. This is for fun, so I'm gonna just read for fun. The last book I read just now, well, it's like 50 pages. It's a short story. And every morning the way home gets longer and longer. the theme of this readathon has just been long titles. Oh my god! Look at all these books just having long ass titles. This is about a grandfather, his son, and his grandson. And the grandfather, I don't know if he has Alzheimer's, but he's slowly losing his memory and stuff. And so that's kind of about grief and just how do you grapple with your loved one, slowly losing themselves even before they die. And how do you grapple with you yourself slowly losing yourself? You know? Yeah, it's supposed to be very sad. I did tear up a couple of times. So pretty much all the books I gave 4 to 4.75 rating. I didn't have any 5-star books per se, but I didn't have any bad reads either. All of them were peak elite books. So I guess it's a success. This experiment was a success, as in like we had fun. And it was a great way to spend the first couple of days of the year. Like I'm already like 6 books into my reading year. Like all of them are very short, so but I had fun. I don't know. Is there any conclusion to this? Like, how do I conclude this? Like and subscribe, and I don't know. Just I don't know. Let me know if you have any thoughts about the books or about the video, anything. Just let me know. I want to know what you're thinking because tell me what you're thinking. Bye. See you next time.